Meta's Flirty AI chatbots scandal. Meta is in hot water after a Reuters investigation revealed the company hosted AI chatbots that impersonated celebrities like Taylor Swift, Scarlett Johansson, Anne Hathaway, and Selena Gomez without their permission. These bots didn't just chat, they flirted, made sexual advances, and even generated fake, intimate images of the stars. In one case, a Taylor Swift chatbot invited a user to her home in Nashville for a romantic meetup. What's worse, some bots even used the likeness of child actors, producing inappropriate images that violated Meta's own policies. A Meta employee reportedly built several of the bots, which gained millions of interactions before being removed. Experts warn this may not only breach publicity rights, but also create real-world safety risks for celebrities, fueling stalker behavior. SAG, AFT, RA, and legal scholars are already raising alarms, calling for stronger federal protection against AI misuse. Meta says it's tightening safeguards, but critics argue this scandal proves how dangerous AI can be when companies race ahead without proper guardrails. Meta's attempt at playful digital companions turned into a legal and ethical nightmare, blurring the line between parody and exploitation. xAi sues ex-employee over Grok secrets. Elon Musk's AI company xAi has filed a lawsuit against a former engineer, accusing him of stealing trade secrets about its Grok chatbot and taking them straight to rival OpenAI. According to the complaint, Xu Shen Li allegedly copied cutting-edge AI technologies with features superior to ChatGPT onto his personal devices before jumping ship to OpenAI. xAI claims these secrets could save competitors billions in R&D and years of work. The company also says Li admitted to taking files, renaming them, and even wiping browser history to cover his tracks. Just before leaving, he cashed out $7 million in xAI stock. xAI is demanding that Li hand over his devices, return confidential material, and be banned from working with competitors, at least until the court decides. This legal clash is just the latest in the escalating AI arms race. Musk has already sued OpenAI and Apple for allegedly monopolizing the AI market, while OpenAI hit back at Musk with its own lawsuit earlier this year. The battle over who controls the future of AI isn't just about algorithms, it's about power, money, and the people who hold the secrets. The US government taking a near 10% stake in Intel. For half a century, Washington wrote the checks. Companies took the money, promised jobs, and the story ended there. But today, the United States isn't just subsidizing technology, it's buying in, literally, instead of handing out milestone-based checks, the government is now buying equity in Intel at a discount, betting directly on Intel's long-term success. This creates a precedent. What happens when the US Treasury becomes one of the largest single shareholders on a publicly traded tech giant? Intel, the company that once put silicon in Silicon Valley, is now 9.9% government owned, with 8.9 billion in taxpayer money converted into stock. US, America, just became one of Intel's largest shareholders. Lip, Bhutan, and Japan selling this as Intel equals America's technological sovereignty. This isn't your grandfather's industrial policy, this is industrial capitalism at scale. The Trump administration calls it a historic partnership, one that yields Wall Street, Washington, and wafer fabs into a single national project. Intel gets early access to 5.7 billion in CHIPS Act funds, cash it can use now to accelerate its Arizona megafabs and deliver on military-grade secure enclave chips for the Pentagon. In exchange, the government holds stock, gains warrants, and ties its political fortunes to Intel's engineering success. The biggest story isn't Intel, it's the model. If the US can hold equity in Intel, what's to stop similar deals with other national champions? Think Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, a future where the government isn't just a regulator, but a shareholder shaping the next technological superpowers. The age of subsidies is ending, the age of shareholder states is beginning, and with Intel as the first domino, America's industrial policy just crossed the Rubicon. Custom brain implants. The brain, the final frontier of medicine. For centuries, it has been the organ we knew the least about and the hardest to heal. But today, silicon and neurons are starting to speak the same language. In 2023, brain implants went from science fiction to clinical reality. Neuralink began human trials for paralysis patients. Precision Neuroscience won FDA breakthrough designation to accelerate its own devices, and for the first time, restoring movement, vision, and even speech is no longer a dream. It's engineering. These devices are going to give us profound insight into the human brain, says Dr. Bradley Greger of Arizona State University. That rigorous understanding will lead to great impacts in patient care. From epilepsy to Parkinson's, from obsessive compulsive disorder to treatment-resistant depression, brain implants are rewriting the boundaries of medicine. Electrodes as fine as an eyelash can now listen to the cortex and talk back, restoring function where biology failed. And this is only the beginning. Neuralinks penetrating microelectrodes, precision neuroscience, flexible film arrays, BlackRock Neurotech's pioneering platforms. Together, they are pushing toward personalized custom brain interfaces, devices tend not just to disorder, but to your brain. Deep brain simulation already eases tremors and lifts depression. Now, with closed-loop systems, implants can sense pathological brain activity in real time and deliver therapy only when it's needed, like a pacemaker for the mind. This technology isn't just treatment, it's data. Each implant records troves of signals, building the first live maps of human thought and emotion. With every patient, we are not only repairing brains, we are learning them. Brain implants aren't about making cyborgs, they are about making people whole again. WhatsApp patches zero-click spyware exploit on iOS and macOS. Meta-owned WhatsApp has patched a high-severity security vulnerability in its iOS and macOS apps that was actively exploited in targeted spyware attacks. The flaw, discovered by WhatsApp's internal security team, involved insufficient authorization of linked device synchronization messages. Attackers could have triggered the processing of content from arbitrary URLs on a victim's device without any user interaction, a so-called zero-click exploit. The vulnerability affected WhatsApp for iOS prior to version 2.25.21.73, patched July 28, 2025. WhatsApp Business for iOS prior to version 2.25.21.78, patched August 4, 2025. WhatsApp for Mac prior to version 2.25.21.78, patched August 4, 2025. Security researchers believe the exploit was chained with a recently disclosed Apple zero-day and Image.io out-of-bounds write-back weaponized in advanced spyware campaigns. Amnesty International's Security Lab reported that journalists, human rights defenders, and other civil society individuals were among the targeted victims. WhatsApp has directly notified impacted users and recommended immediate device updates and even factory resets in some cases, Amnesty's Donha O. Cherbihail warned, government spyware continues to pose a threat to journalists and human rights defenders. Advice to users. WhatsApp users on iOS and Mac should update immediately to the latest versions. iPhone and Mac users should also install Apple's latest security patches. Google braces for EU antitrust penalties. Google is expected to face fresh antitrust fines from the European Commission in its long-running investigation into the company's ad tech business. While the penalty is anticipated to be modest compared to past multi-billion euro fines, the move underscores ongoing scrutiny on Google's dominance in online advertising. An advisor to the EU's top court also recently baked regulators' findings in a separate case concerning Google's Android operating system, signaling sustained legal pressure on the tech giant. The new fine, according to sources cited by Reuters, is likely to fall well below the record 4.3 billion penalty imposed in 2018, but could still further reshape Google's ad tech operations in Europe. Advice to users. Businesses relying on Google Ads My Face shifts as EU regulators tighten controls on its advertising model. I hope you enjoyed the news. This is something new that we're gonna do. Since we write at least 2 news posts in our site hwbusters.com, Ari and me thought that it would be nice, great, if we could also make this news in video for those of you that don't want to read articles or news posts on our site. It's a shame though. You should visit our site. We have lots of information there, especially in difficult categories like power supplies and cooling and chassis. And that's all. Bye bye.